Hey everyone, I'm Almar of almarsguides.com, and in this video here, I'm going to be giving you some tips and tricks for the auction house as far as Phase 3 and Phase 4 go. So if you can, please stick with me throughout this whole video. It might be a little long one. I have a lot to explain, and I promise I won't rant a lot. I'll stay on topic, and it's all useful information. So, something I noticed over Christmas, which I'm going to spend the first part of this video talking about, is a lot of people already know all of the basic auction house tips you can possibly think of. So anybody that stocked up on small eggs in preparation for making money come Christmas time, realized that there was like 2 pages or more of them per auction, like whatever server you're on your faction, whatever. I had literally 20 pages of my auction house filled with small eggs from other people just coming up with the idea and trying to make a profit off of that. And I talked to a few people on other servers, and they had similar experiences. So this has led me down the trail of thinking that information like the small eggs is so common that it's going to be almost impossible to make extra money off of them. And it's going to be the same way for other threat consumable or other items like Blackwing Lair, Black Lotus, herbs, flasks, potions, items like that. Such common knowledge, you're just not going to be able to make that much money off of it. Like, here's a good example. Everybody knows you're going to need greater nature protection potions for AQ, and elemental earths are required to make them. So elemental earths are currently going up in price quite a bit. When I first started stockpiling elemental earths, they were about 70 or like 50 to 70 silver a piece, and now they're almost 3 gold a piece. I could literally sell my elemental earths right now. AQ isn't even out yet, and make money from doing so. And that's actually a good tip for you guys out there. It's going to be the same for consumables in Nax and other consumables in AQ. Elemental Earths are still going to go up in price, probably another gold to 2 gold on my server before they balance out, before AQ hits. So you could essentially buy them right now, sell them before AQ hits for a profit. And the same goes for greater shadow protection potions and the items used to make those. So shadow oil, fade leaf, grave moss. Those are the 3 items that you'll need to make the greater shadow protection potions, and they'll all go up in price the closer it gets to Naxxramas being released. As well as Naxxramas, is released and goes on for a little bit until people get it on farm, then they'll start dropping in price. Now, there are a few things you can prepare with that a lot of people aren't doing. Nature protection potions. Now, these for AQ are actually not a bad idea. People are going to buy these that don't feel like spending 3 gold a potion for the greater ones. And what are used to make these are life root and strangle kelp. So as you can see, life root, extremely cheap right now. Strangle kelp, as you can see, also extremely cheap. And to go back, nature protections, look at this. You'll be able to make quite a bit of profit right now just doing it. And if you buy those life root, strangle kelp, and hold on to them until AQ is released, your profit's going to be substantial. A lot of people aren't doing this one because they're just doing the greater nature protection potions. So, like I said, all of the most common, well-known tips are going to be used. There's other ones, though, like this, that are a little bit more unknown, not as many people are going to be using. Keep that in mind when it comes to all of this stuff. And last but not least, this is going to be take me a little bit longer to break down and talk about, and that is threat consumables. So let me show you this right here. This is the world record holder as far as I know. I don't really keep track of this stuff, nor do I honestly really care. Apparently these guys did MC the fastest, and oh boy, you can look at all my other internet tabs open and stuff. Get a good insight into shit that I watch and listen to. So, I know people are nosy. See all these explosions of fire right here at the start of the fight? These are goblin sapper charges being used. And also, on top of those, dense dynamite are also used. Now, the reason I'm bringing these up and the reason I'm showing you this video is because all the tryhards or min-maxers that stacks nothing but spell power, and the warriors that go all out with Elixir of Mongoose, the Jujus from Winter Spring, and basically all of their buffs that'll boost their DPS, DM buffs, Onyxia buff. You know, when the DPSers go all out like this, the tanks have to generate enough threat to keep aggro off of them. Otherwise, they die, and no good DPS from them. So the main hurdle that most guilds are going to have to get over is threat. That's becoming the new, like, meta-esque thing. What this means is, as raids get harder and more guilds start discovering that they need to increase their tanks' threat generation, they're going to be taking the steps required to do that. Which means the consumables that tanks use to increase their threat, aka the engineering consumables I just showed you, Goblin Sapper charges, Dense Dynamite, even Thorium Grenades sometimes too, if they need to stun the mobs. Elixir of Mongooses are going to be used a lot by tanks that want to increase their threat generation, as well as the Winterfall Icos and the Frostmaw ones. Misspelled that. Oopsies. Keep making mistakes. There. Winterfall Icos, these drop off of the Furbolgs in Winter Spring, and you need the cachet of Mariari in order to loot them. This item right here. And also the Frostmaw Icos, which probably none on the auction house since they're so rare. Yep, these items are used for Juju Power and Juju Might. These stack with each other and stack with all of your other buffs. Extremely useful, not only for melee DPS, but for tanks. So you're going to want Juju Powers, Juju Mights, Goblin Sapper Charges, and the Dense Dynamite. Also, other consumables like Elixir of Superior Defense, Rumsey Run Black Labels, and also, more so than any of the other consumables, Greater Stone Shield Potions are going to go up a lot in price as more tanks realize they need to switch to Fury Prot and dual wield weapons to increase their threat generation. These, in my opinion, are going to be the, I guess you could call them the underdog items. That right now, they're not selling for a lot, but they're going to be going up in price more and more and more and more until they become some of the most expensive consumables that we have to spend our gold on. And the items that are used to make these consumables, obviously, are also going to go up in price. Additionally, all of the items that are used in leveling engineering should go up in price as more people start understanding the value of engineering as a whole. Last but not least, you can people out there that want to focus on other consumables that aren't made with alchemy, they're a lot easier to buy and resell due to the fact that the supply and demand is going to be a lot different for them. Stuff like the Winterfall Firewaters and the Icos that I showed you about that make the Juju Power and Juju Might. They are going to be very good things you can invest in right now that will go up in price just over time. I mean, as more gold inflates the market, as more consumables are used on raids, they're going to go up in price, get more expensive. Basically, the same thing as going up in price. Used more, farmed less. Once more people get done with farming the Timber Mall reputation, they're not going to be farming the Winterfall Furbolgs as much, or Furbolgs as a whole, which will increase the price of those items as well as the Icos. And that's basically all there is to it. Those are the ideas that I've come up with now. And I definitely think they're going to make you very good money in the long run. If you've stuck around this long in the video, what's it, 9 minutes? I have 2 more items that I will give you. Iron Bars, they're already starting to go up in price, and King's Blood. And the reason for this is, as Thorium Brotherhood reputation becomes more and more popular / worthwhile to raise, especially in Phase 5. When you can convert Hearts of Fire to Elemental Fire on like a 10-minute cooldown, King's Blood and Iron Bars skyrocket in price because they're required to raise the Thorium Brotherhood reputation, and you need a lot of them. So you can either start buying them now and stockpiling them, hold on to them until shit like Night's Fall, the axe that does 15% spell damage or 5%, whatever it is for 5 seconds. Nightfall, there you go, that's the name of the axe. That's going to be greatly in demand. People are going to be raising Thorium Brotherhood reputation for just that, as well as the Hearts of Fire transmute once Phase 5 hits. Start buying those items now, and you'll be able to sell them for a buttload once the time comes. That's pretty much all I got for you guys, though. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Comment, like, subscribe, and I will catch you around the next one. See you guys later.